All things movies. Good morning, Collie.
Good morning, Rory. It's great to be here again. And there's no traffic today. Obviously, everyone is that eager to hear about the movies they've stayed in. They've stayed at home.
Oh, they're all sitting around the radio.
Sitting around the radio. I heard in Dunlow earlier as well, and sitting around waiting to hear what you have to say.
Well, it's more about what you have to say. Tell us, what have we got on the big screen this month?
So let's start with a couple of the big hits that we have. And we would have been talking a bit about last week. So Wuthering Heights has finally arrived. And you played the song earlier. And
that was just for you.
Yeah, I have to be honest, Rory. I've never read the book Wuthering Heights. I've never seen any of the TV shows or anything like that. Mm-hmm. My knowledge kind of begins and ends with the song before I saw the movie. So I really went in open-minded, which I don't think was the case for an awful lot of people. Right. And I really wasn't sure how it would go down. I have to say, I thought this was spectacularly good fun, and it's been a massive hit, right? Since the last time we were on about 4 weeks ago, people have flocked to see this. And I think it's kind of divided into two audiences. There's those who are like big, they did it for school, or they're big, classical literature fans. I think maybe they're slightly disappointed. But people going for a big, spectacular, sexy movie on the big screen have loved it. Now,
is this a very sort of a faithful retelling, or is it one of these modernised, artsy?
Absolutely the second, right?
Okay.
So none of the characters are faithful, and neither is the story. You'll actually notice that the Wuthering Heights is in inverted commas on the poster, right? So it is kind of an adaptation of Wuthering Heights. And I think it's kind of like, when people are making new versions of Macbeth and Hamlet and stuff like that, and they're going, look, there's no point just doing a normal version. It's different on stage, but if they're doing a new film of it, they're going, there's 20 brilliant versions of this already. Why not do something different? So I didn't realise this before I saw the movie. It's really only the first half of the story. There's a few characters missing, and it's really Heathcliff's and Kathy's story. Now, that's the thread of the whole movie, but the other characters have more to do, I think, in the other versions. Whereas this is Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi, and they're great in it. And the fact that, she's meant to be a spoiled brat and kind of, 19 or 20. It's not like Margot Robbie looks old, but, you kind of know she's not a kid in it. Doesn't matter. After 5 minutes, I forgot that, because she's just brilliant. The camera loves her. And the other thing is, like, I might be from Dublin, but my people are from, the Rosses, right? So I know something about being wandering through moors and stuff like that. You would not wear clothes like that out on the wilds of Yorkshire.
Well, you would, but you do it once.
You do it once, and that would be the end of you. Have you ever heard Noreen Bawn? I don't think it was consumption that got her. She was dressed like Kathy in Wuthering Heights, right? So, but it's all like amazing colours, and like even the rundown Wuthering Heights is spectacular looking in a way it never would have been. But here's the biggest revelation of all. Kathy's dad is played by Martin Clunes, who I last saw in Men Behaving Badly, right? I know he's Doc Martin, and he's brilliant in it. And I know in the States, where they would have no familiarity on him, they're going, who is this amazing actor we've never heard of before? And you're going, it's your man it's Gary from Men Behaving Badly. But he's absolutely brilliant. And of course, all of these people always are brilliant stage actors. They have years of theatre behind them. But it's so good. But it is all style and no substance, but I think that's on purpose. It's meant to be.
It's sort of coming on the back of the whole Bridgerton.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's closer to sometimes to a perfume ad. With that sort of. But there is still really good actors and really good story, and it's passionate. And I didn't realise how cruel it was. And it says that. I was thinking that when you're playing the song, it does actually say in the song as well how cruel and nasty they are to each other. That they're haunting each other. It's about doomed love. And what's funny is it opened on Valentine's Day, of course, and as a romantic movie.
Go figure.
And in many ways, it ain't romantic, but it's done really well. And I think it's great to see that something that's a wee bit odd. I don't know if it's arty, but it's definitely a bit odd. And it's someone saying she saw this, or she read it when she was 14, and she kind of made the film of the book in her head. And left out the bits that kind of maybe bored a 14-year-old girl. And I think, why not? As I said, there's so many other film versions. I think there was 2 film versions in the 90s or in the 2000s alone. Right. So if you want that version, brilliant, go watch that version. But if you want something spectacular to, have your glass of wine, sit back in the cinema and let it explode all over you, This is the one.
Does it come with a little bit of a health warning? As in, not a family movie.
Oh yes, there's no bodice that remains unripped. Although, you know what, when we were talking about that, right, it's not explicit, but it's very steamy in a very suggestive way. Okay. It is it's a 15A, and a lot of things 15A are quite strong, but it's not that strong, but it's implied. And because it's realistic, we were talking off air that I watched Casino last night, and we were saying how violent it was because it's realistic violence, and it's shocking. This is all because you care about the characters. The sexy bits are quite sexy. You probably don't want to sit beside your granny when you're watching it. Your granny will love it. But put her in the other seat, put her behind you so you're not in eye contact with your room. Yeah. Send her to the other screen, so you're not in direct eye contact when you're watching. But it's really good.
Okay, and it's going to do well. It'll be around for a while as well.
It'll be around for a while. I don't think you'd love it, but I think your missus would.
Okay, all right, worth noting. So that's Wuthering Heights. That's in theatres now. When we come back, we're going to go something a little bit more family orientated. We're going to talk about Goat. All right, so we're going to do that right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Rewind, sponsored by Cafe Sonder on the Pierce Road, Letterkenny.
Pop in for a freshly ground coffee to go and choose a tasty treat to go with it. Or order online at sondercafe.com. Daily specials are available Monday to Saturday.
Discover the Wyatt Hotel's hot deal this March. Treat yourself to some midweek magic at the Wyatt Hotel in the heart of Westport. From just €219 per person sharing, grab a cosy 3-night break, including breakfast and dinner on 2 evenings. Available on midweek dates throughout March. Book now by calling the Wyatt Hotel on 098 25027 or log on to wyatthotel.com. The Wyatt Hotel, where Westport magic awaits. Don't miss out.
Milford Tiles, Milford Retail Park. Tiles, bathware and wood flooring. The best quality and value in the Northwest. Fully stocked and ready to go. Fitters and delivery available. 10% off for Mica affected customers. Don't forget to ask about our 5-day bathroom fit out. Call Milford Tiles on 083 091 0707.
Are you a graduate of Atlantic Technological University or one of its legacy institutions, including former ITs and RTCs? If so, you may be eligible to vote in Shannon Éireann elections. If you're an Irish citizen, aged 18 or over, with a degree from an included institution, you can apply to be added to the Shannon Éireann Register. Register on shannonvoter.ie before Thursday the 26th of February. Make your vote count.
Don't know if you know Alice and Pat, late 40s, couple of kids, been together 17 years. Never married, of course, but that's not a problem. Until something happens, and suddenly words like unmarried, inheritance, and substantial tax bill enter the equation. You never need proper estate planning. Until you do. That's why the experienced team at McElhenney & Associates are here to help. Find us online or call 074 917 5989. McElhenney & Associates, Solicitors, Stranraer.
Hegarty's Home Interiors Buncrana, the biggest direct importer of sofas, beds, mattresses and flooring in the Northwest. Best in stock deals on selected sofas and corner sofas. Best in stock deals on gas lift beds. Best in stock on mattresses. Best in stock deals on laminate flooring, semi-solid flooring and carpets. Full fitting service on carpets and wood flooring. With a free delivery service throughout the Northwest, including all of Northern Ireland. Hegarty's Home Interiors Buncrana. Always lower prices.
You're listening to Rewind with Rory Farrell on Highland Radio. Good morning!
Good morning from the Rewind Show. Going back in time. Going back in time.
All right, we are talking movies on the Saturday Morning Rewind. Collie McFadden is in studio. We just discussed Wuthering Heights, which is in theatres now and is going to keep on doing big business, I would say, for the next, for the foreseeable anyway. But let's shift gears a little bit, and we're going to go down a bit more of a family-friendly route now, and we're going to talk Goat.
Yeah, talking about big business. This is massive business. I thought this would do well. This has been a ginormous success, right? First of all, I think somebody just came up with the title in a meeting. You know the way Goat, greatest of all time?
Yeah.
And they said, what if it's an animal sports movie and the greatest of all time actually was a goat? And somebody went, here's $100 million.
One of these studio marketing meetings. There's an idea.
Yeah. $100 million. So it's a basketball movie. It's called Rollerball in it, but it's like Sing, except it's sport. All these different animals playing the sport. And of course, most of them are big, massive animals. This little goat is a brilliant player and he wants to join the big leagues. If that wasn't enough to tick all the boxes for the kids.
It's a bit of an underdog story.
Yeah, absolutely. Undergoat. But the thing is, I always forget how popular American basketball and NBA is actually over here, because I heard some kids talking about it yesterday in the cinema. Steph Curry, who's one of the big NBA stars, produces it and he's in it, and that has been a huge draw as well. And midterm, this has been doing massive numbers. Like, kids' movies always do quite well in cinemas. It's a rainy day outside. Maybe some families won't be interested in the rugby today. They'll go to the cinema. But when you get it right, they really do massive numbers. And this has been so popular. Boys and girls have absolutely loved this during midterm. And I actually didn't watch it first time around. I kind of said, it's a kid's movie. I probably don't need to see it. I know what it is. And the response was so good, I popped in to see it. And it is great. Again, if you like Sing, if you like that sort of cute animals playing sports, we all know where it's going. But one that the family can enjoy too. This is a big hit until we get to Easter, when we've a new Pixar and we've got Super Mario, and we may as well pack up and go home and talk about other movies when Super Mario, the new movie's out at Easter. But that one's for next month. We'll talk about that next month.
Yeah.
But if families are looking for fun, absolutely goat. Mind you, for you and me, there's a new Looney Tunes movie out. New movie, old stars, Daffy Duck and Porky Pig are in it. Let's be honest, that's the one we want to go and see. I don't care.
Will that do as big a...
Yeah, it won't do as well. It'll do fine eventually. It'll be the dads that want to go and see this. I tell you, I had a sizable enough birthday yesterday, and I am still laughing at Daffy Duck, right? Way older than I should be. Funny is funny.
Yeah, funny is funny, exactly. Yeah, you're dead right. So that's something to look forward to. Goat is in theatres right now, and that's good for all the family. Mums, dads,
everyone's
grannies,
mum and dad are gonna go, we'll drag them to this. I bet you I'm bored, and mum and dad are gonna enjoy it too. It's one of those, yeah.
Okay. So that's in theatres now as well. Let's go to a returning franchise.
Yes.
A returning horror franchise.
Oh, Scream, yes. So is number 7, right? And I remember seeing the first Scream. I went to see it in the cinema. I don't know if you remember this. Drew Barrymore was, I'm going to do a mild spoiler for the first Scream, by the way. Drew Barrymore was all over the posters and so on, and it's a new horror movie starring Drew Barrymore. She doesn't last very long in the movie, and we were so...
About 3 minutes.
Yeah, we were so shocked. They really pulled one over us because it was pre-internet hype and all that. There's pre-spoiler, and you can't get overly excited about spoilers, but that was one of the reasons I think Scream hit so hard. And but the whole thing, it was making kind of fun of franchises of movies. I think if you told the makers then, they'd be up to number 7. However,
but what I thought was genius about that is when they decided, when the inevitable sequel came along, it started poking fun at itself.
Yeah, because I
thought it was genius.
There's a movie in it called Stab, I think.
Stab, yeah.
Yeah, and they keep on going, the movie didn't get it right,
Yeah.
And that is so clever. And I think that's why it keeps on going. And one of the other things is, it always happens, the middle period, none of the big stars that were in it are interested anymore. Move on 15 years and they go, we might come back. So Courtney Cox is back in it. Nev comes back. So that will be really good for a certain audience.
I'll be honest. Yeah. When I saw that it was Scream 7, I was surprised.
Yeah.
I thought they were up to maybe 5. I remember there was quite a bit of hype when the 4th one came out because there had been a sizable gap between the 3rd and the 4th. But... yeah, I was surprised to hear that they're up on 7. So where did 5 and 6?
5 and 6 are fairly recently, because 4 did so well. They went back into production. And again, once the other people agreed to do it, and this is also one of the other big ones in the summer is going to be Scary Movie 6, because Scream's come back, and I Know What You Did Last Summer's comeback did so well. Scary Movie said, hang on, everyone else is making money out of a comeback.
Yeah, so why don't we cash in as well?
Speaking of a comeback, we should mention one last movie.
Yeah.
Epic. Elvis Presley in concert. It's coming out next week. So you remember when the Elvis movie? Did you see the Elvis movie?
I did, yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't a big fan.
Really not.
Wasn't a huge fan. It was okay.
It was a huge hit, as you know. But Baz Luhrmann, who made it, he got access to a load of archives when he was making it, and he found a load of old material, some old concert material, and this big interview, because Elvis didn't always do like in-depth interviews. He did a lot of, I'm very happy to have my new album out and that sort of stuff, but it was an in-depth interview. And both of them, maybe the tech wasn't great, but as we've seen with what Peter Jackson did with the Beatles stuff, it's and now exists. So he has stitched it all together and made a new concert documentary called Elvis Presley in Concert, Epic. And it's Elvis, at a time maybe we all have kind of written off the early Vegas years, because I think when we think of Vegas, we think at the end when it was sad and Elvis was out of shape and really... But there was a few years there that it was the hottest ticket in town. That was the best show. And this gets him in his prime, but also with audio that is stitched into it of Elvis saying how he really felt. And Baz Luhrmann kind of has this nice idea. Elvis's dream was always to tour the world. And because of Tom Parker, he never got to go out because Colonel Tom Parker was afraid he wouldn't get back into the States if he left. So he used to manipulate Elvis to staying in the States. And he goes, this is now finally the world tour that Elvis never got. He's bringing this around. I think this looks really good. I'm not the world's greatest Elvis. I think anyone who loves music likes a bit of Elvis. Yeah. But I think I'm going to really enjoy seeing this in the big... And they've pumped up the sound. They've pumped up the looks. And... I think you're going to experience what it must have been like sitting front row in Vegas there with, the sweat flying everywhere and
it's concert footage intercut with the interview, yeah?
With the interview. But the interview is just audio. So some of the concert footage is, the interview is over the concert footage. Okay. But they found other loads of old archive of Elvis in the Vegas years that was never used, never been seen before. Okay. So I think it's a must for fans, but also you said you didn't care for the movie, but there's a huge younger audience who went for Austin Butler and stayed for Elvis.
That's right.
And really, really enjoyed it because they only knew the sort of stereotype much mocked Elvis, and when they saw what Elvis like when he was young, and also particularly what a good live act he was. Let's face it, his biggest fame for all the TV stuff, for all the movies. He was best known as a live act, and that was the hottest ticket to go and see. And I think that's trying to capture again. Why do people love him so much? And you can see now, and he gave everything. The dancing, it's very 70s dancing, but it is brilliant and it's fun and it's exciting. And the thrill, which I think the movie got right, the previous movies got the idea of the thrill of going to see Elvis. And hopefully for all there's a lot of people listening on this show who would be big Elvis fans. Hopefully this will do it for them.
And will it do as big a business as the biopic or the biopic?
I don't think it can ever do that because of the type of thing it is, but I think it'll do really well. I think it would do better than most. There's a lot of amazing bands out there that have concerts, films and so on, and they just die a death quite quickly. I think there's an interest in this. I think people will go several times, but I think what's unusual about it has a huge cross appeal. I think some of the 17-year-olds who fell in love with Elvis 3 years ago will go, but also a lot of the 70-year-olds who have been in love with Elvis for a long time are going to go and see it. I think it's going to be something special. Probably only be in the cinema for about 2 weeks, but that's the place to see it, because in the same way people go to see ABBA Voyage in London stuff. It's the experience. People want to dress up and sit, and apparently the reports are in the States everyone's getting up and dancing, and I can only speak for the cinemas I work with. Get up, we won't give out to you. Get up and have a dance.
Okay, brilliant. So that is Epic, and that hits theatres when?
Friday.
Okay. Very quickly, because we are smack bang in the middle of award season, we have about a minute left. BAFTAs tomorrow night, and Oscars in 2 weeks.
IFTAs were last night, so Jessie Buckley, to no surprise to anyone, won the Irish award. Obituary, which filmed where I live in Ballyshannon, Bundoran, so we were very pleased to see that do well. I think Hamlet's going to do great stuff in the BAFTAs tomorrow. Now, whether that goes to the Oscar, I think she has to win the Oscar. For Hamlet. The only thing is it's so popular, she's so overwhelming favourite, you'd be slightly afraid of a backlash, and how well Hamlet will do, or will one battle after another kind of sweep.
But you have to say, the Golden Globes have always been a fairly good indicator of what's coming for the Oscars. There's always the slight upset. But you know, if it's done well at the Golden Globes, you can pretty sure it's going to feature somewhere.
Yeah, and I think the folks, there are people who like Hamlet and there's people who don't like Hamlet, but everyone loves Jessie Buckley and everyone thinks she's great. And it'll be the first ever Irish actress award for the top one. Brenda Fricker, of course, won Best Supporting Actress, even though most people only know her as the bird lady in Home Alone. Home Alone 2.
She actually uses it as a doorstop now.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's when you've got class. But I think Jessie Buckley's going to win it. And she's a new movie coming out called The Bride. Incredibly different. But we'll be talking about that next time I'm on.
Okay.
And hopefully about Oscar winner Jessie Buckley.
Brilliant. Okay, we look forward to that. That's where we wrap things up for this morning. Thanks to everyone who got in touch with the show. Thanks to Roshan for her help on the programme. Paul's up next with the Saturday Shuffle, and Katie's on her way with a news update. I'll talk to you next Saturday morning.
Show's done, time to run. We're wrapping it up, wrapping it up. You laughed along, you sang along. You're waking up your Saturday. Goodbye from the Rory Farrell Show. Okay. Goodbye from Highland Radio. Goodbye from the Rewind Show. Going back in time. Going back in time. Goodbye from the Rewind Show. Going back in time. Here we go.
Rewind. Sponsored by Cafe Sonder on the Pierce Road, Letterkenny.
All our food is cooked with care, using the best of local produce. Everything from breakfast to salads and tray bakes to sourdough sandwiches. Check out our socials for online ordering.
Attention Donegal, Derry and Tyrone. PD Bathrooms and Tiles are proud to unveil our newest and most stunning showroom in Lisfannon Business Park, Buncrana. Located right opposite the Northwest Golf Course, we offer unbeatable quality and incredible value. For 30 years